Today we are going to be listening to Drunk in the Bathtub by Jessie Murph. As usual, I will be providing you with a breakdown of the various elements of the track, as well as talking you through some of the things that I'm picking up on and listening out for, both as a curator and as a promoter. This track dropped on the 2nd of December, so around 6 days ago as of the time of recording. And yeah, excited to be breaking this one down for you. But before we get into the video, if you like new music and you like it daily, don't forget to check out my main channel, Pure Urban Music, link in the description below. Let's get it. Okay, so straight out of the gate, we've got some really strong piano keys, nice, prominent and present on the track. We then get Jessie's vocals, or at least a taste of them, but again, they're very strong, right? Highly reverbed and echoed, so they're proper present on the track. We also get a slight ad-lib that kind of comes in, but you'll have to listen out really hard for that. But something else that I have noticed is we've got this effect in there, right? And it sounds like the high note of an electric guitar. And that's just kind of being panned left and right at the moment. So yeah, listen, good intro, really liking the vibe. It's got this kind of real sort of like moody and dark feel to it. And, you know, just off of that alone, I can kind of get a feeling for where this track is going to go. But yeah, listen, I'll take it back and you can listen to those elements.
At a party on the west side, showed up cold after midnight. Had like 4 too many Bud Lights. God, I know just what it feels like.
Okay, right, so really like the way that they use the kick drum to actually transition us into the first verse. And you probably wouldn't have noticed because it's slick and it was meant to be slick. That's why they used the kick drum. They didn't use anything big or sort of like outlandish to kind of transition us in. But what you do notice, right, in the track is when you hear that kick drum, there's this kind of space between that first kick drum hitting and then Jessie's first verse, or the start of the first verse kicking in. Now, obviously, you've got gorgeous textures within Jessie's vocals here, and if you listen really, really hard, you can hear that her lead vocals are actually layered, right, with another vocal that's in a higher key. Again, I'll take it back. Listen out for those elements. Some of them are quite hard to hear, but give it a go. So that's the first kick drum, and now you'll see there's a gap or some space between the first words hitting.
At a party on the west side, showed up cold after midnight. Had like 4 too many Bud Lights. God, I know just what it feels like when your knees they feel weak and you don't wanna speak and the days become weeks and the nights become life when you feel like you're dying, but it's mid-July and you
absolutely love the uptake, right, in the rhythm of the vocals here and how they've got stronger as the uptake happens. But what particularly stands out to me that just complements it so well and makes the uptake what it is, gives it the impact that it does, is the way that they use that electric guitar sound. Kind of comes and it pans in, pans back out, and then we get the uptake in rhythm. It's such a nice touch to kind of bring that in. Again, take it back and you can have a listen.
They feel weak and you don't want to speak.
Coming up.
And the days become weeks and the nights become life when you feel like you're dying, but it's mid-July and you're cold. I cannot get up, but trust me, I'm trying it. I'm making these messes, I'm tearing these dresses, I'm slurring my S's.
right? And what you can hear, right, is this drum pattern. I don't know whether it's snares that they're using. I'm not really sure. It sounds like a mixture of things, but it's definitely percussions there. And you can hear it, right? It kind of slowly builds up its presence within the track and gets bigger. And what's about to happen is we're literally about to enter the chorus. So that whole pattern is kind of building us up to this chorus drop. We'll go back a few so you can hear that pattern or those percussions building us up to it.
In these dresses, I'm slurring my S's, I know.
Hear it?
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm driving home. Cook all on the table like it's snow. Yeah, won't you tell your friends leave me alone?
And you can hear, right, those percussions are still in the background, man. Even in the chorus, right, they're kind of panning around, they're there. But what you notice here is the kick drum, the pattern of it's changed, right? There's a couple more kicks to the drum that have been introduced here. But you'll notice with the snare, right, is that it's been dumbed down. It kind of sounds like it's boxed in. But yeah, again, look, you know, kind of take it back and you can listen. And you listen to those synths as well, right? The deep ones. Really, really brings it to life.
Yeah, won't you tell your friends leave me alone? I just need a minute, can you go? Let me be. Just let me be drunk in the back.
You hear that? You know we were about to start or enter the second part of the song, because you get this this rattle, right? It sounds like a snake, like a rattlesnake, and then we go into this part. Just listen to that. It's really smart.
I just need a minute, can you go? Let me be.
There? There.
Let me be drunk in the bathtub. Just drunk in the bathtub. They got strippers in the background. Someone's daddy giving tattoos. I ain't feeling like I'm supposed to.
Right, and what's interesting here, because you know what, like songs are all about constantly changing, right? And kind of taking things out, adding things in, making choruses big, right? And just, you know, maybe they're changing rhythms or whatever, right? It's all about constantly changing, stripping away and adding things back in. And it's to keep you entertained and keep your ear glued to the track. And right now what you hear is, right, when we get into the second segment of this song, and there's nothing there. There's no kick drums, there's no snares, there's none of that stuff. It's just Jessie singing. And then they kind of introduce some of the other elements back, right? I'll take it back so you can listen to that, but just notice how we go from the chorus, right, which is quite big and quite full, to all of a sudden Jessie's vocals become quite exposed. And that's because they've stripped things away before they reintroduce them.
Let me be. Just let me be drunk in the bathtub. Just drunk in the bathtub. They got strippers in the background. Someone's daddy giving tattoos. I ain't feeling like I'm supposed to. You should stay locked in the bathroom. If your knees, they feel weak and you don't want to speak in the...
Right, so what's changed here? Right, well, it's not the snare. The snare's always been there. But we've had an introduction of hi-hats now. Right, listen. I'll just take it back.
The strippers in the background. Someone's daddy giving tattoos. I ain't feeling like I'm supposed to.
There.
You should stay locked in the bathroom. If your knees, they feel weak and you don't want to speak in the days become weeks and the nights become life when you feel like you're dying. But it's mid-July and you're cool.
Okay, so there's literally two of the things that I was talking about, right? So we've had a change, right? We've had those hi-hats that come in. Now we're bringing something back, familiarity, right? And it's that uptake of the rhythm of her vocals that I mentioned in the first segment of the track, right? We've now got that here again. Only this time it's sort of like a lot more fuller. Just listen.
If you're weak and you don't want to speak in I'm dying, but it's mid-July and you're cool. I cannot get up, but trust me, I'm trying it. I'm making these messes, I'm paying these dresses, I'm slurring my S's, I know. Yeah,
Right, but what you notice this time, right, that is very different is the build up to the chorus. One feels longer. There's a lot more, right, instrumentally that's there that wasn't in this build up. So I know now, right, because of those elements, that we're going to get a massive chorus here. Right, and where are we on the track? We're what, 1 minute 50? Right, so I would expect them to be throwing everything in. All of those elements that we've spoken about, the things that we picked up on, the vocals, you know, just everything should be in this chorus so that we're ending strong.
trust me, I'm trying it. I'm making these messes, I'm paying these dresses, I'm slurring my S's, I know. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'll make it up. Put God on the table like it's love.
Listen to how big that chorus is, man. It's huge, right? They've got so much going on in there. The snares still aren't as big as what I thought they would be. I'm actually quite surprised. But you notice now they've kind of played around with those vocals a bit. You've had those absolutely gorgeous harmonies, right, that come in on Jessie's vocals. Perfectly timed and executed. And it really adds to that whole, again, just the fullness of the chorus. And it's all of these things that you know, it makes you feel it now, right, rather than just kind of hear it. I'll take it back a few so that we can listen again.
In these dresses, I'm slurring my S's, I know. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'll make it up. Put God on the table like it's love. Won't you tell your friends, leave me alone? I just need a minute, can you go? Let me be. Just let me be drunk in a bathtub. Drunk in a bathtub.
Listen to that guitar, right? Again, there's a change, right? Yes, we've had the effect of a guitar, which I'm pretty certain I was right on now, given the fact that we can hear that there's a guitar in it clearly, very prominently. So we've had the effect, but now's the change because we can really hear that electric guitar now. Again, it's just an example of how we are literally close to the end of this track, but they're still throwing in additional things that weren't in the earlier parts of the song.
Let me be. Just let me be drunk in a bathtub. Drunk in a bathtub.
Hear that?
Let me be. Let me be drunk in a bathtub, thinking it's bad luck, tripping, I'm sleeping like I took some bad drugs. Damn.
Again with the vocals, man. Listen, 2 minutes 28, right? Song ends on 2:46. You hear how what they've done with the vocals there, completely changed, almost like the direction of them. Firstly, they're at the very forefront of the track, which is where they should be, and then we get these effects put on them, and they end up sort of like being in almost a different direction at the back of the track, right? Just listen.
In a bathtub, thinking it's bad luck, tripping, I'm sleeping like I took some bad drugs. Damn.
Hear that?
Let me be. Just let me be drunk in a bathtub, no matter how fucked up I black out, I pass out before I get in that black truck. Let me be drunk in a bathtub.
Okay, verdict time. So what are the things that I liked about the track? So for me, there's a couple of things. I liked how they started off strong, right? They had nice present keys on the track, those pianos. They had vocals that were being reverbed and echoed of Jessie's. They had the use of the guitar sound, right? That was kind of panning left and right. And I really liked how they used the kick drum to actually transition us or introduce us to Jessie's first verse. Vocally, I thought the track was absolutely on point. Really liked how Jessie was kind of using those textures within her voice to kind of add to the mood and the feel of the track. And I also really liked how she was playing with the rhythms. And I mentioned that in the video when we were watching it, is, you know, you had parts where she would take it up a notch, right, and change the rhythm and kind of speed it up. But then she'd kind of strip that back down. We'd get to more subtle vocals that had much more space within them. From a production point of view, you know, in terms of layers, ad-libs, harmonies, again, I thought it was executed really well. It wasn't overdone, it wasn't too many, but it also wasn't too little either. So yeah, 10 out of 10 vocally. The third thing for me was the use of the drum patterns. And, you know, this is something that I also noted in the video. So they were in the chorus, but specifically for me is the way that they used them to build us up to the chorus, right? It wasn't too overdone, right? It wasn't too big, but it was enough where it kind of got your attention. It built us up where it would peak for us to then have a cut in the track and have that big chorus drop that, you know, our ears and our bodies like. We like a good chorus drop because it's what gets us into that track. And then finally was the overall vibe of the track. It was moody, it was dark, but it was also really powerful, right? Especially with those big chorus drops. And I just think it done a really good job of kind of captivating and holding my attention. Okay, that's it from me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.